Yes, guys. Welcome back to another video. Today, we're talking about Mohamed Salah. Are Liverpool making a mistake here, guys? Now, that might sound like a strange question. Mohamed Salah, one of the greatest right wingers we've seen in this league, especially in terms of output, and one of Liverpool's best players probably ever, especially in the Premier League era. So why is it then that people are saying that Liverpool are making a mistake in signing Mohamed Salah? Well, before we look at the stats, and I'll bring up the stats on screen in a second, I think there's a couple of things that you have to address. First of all, you look at his age, okay? The guy's 31. He'll be 32 by the start of next season. He's currently got 1 year left on his contract, and he's Liverpool's highest paid player. So for him to stay, Liverpool are going to have to give him another contract, right? Because they're not going to let him leave on a free at the end of next year. Because even if he's 33 next season, he's probably still going to be worth 60 million quid next year if he still continues to get the output. However, if Liverpool were to sell Mohamed Salah this year and the Saudis come in for him, you might be able to get 100 million for him. Now, he's 32, 100 million pound for a 32-year-old seems a little high. However, we know he's a prized asset, and we know that the Saudis are really, really wanting Mohamed Salah to join Saudi Arabia, and maybe to get him at 32 rather than 33, 34 when he's still kind of in his prime. Maybe they're willing to spend that extra little bit of money. And with that money comes an opportunity for Liverpool to reinvest. Now, here's the problem. If he was at Manchester City, if he was at United, if he was at Arsenal, if he was at Chelsea, my opinion would be definitely don't sell him. Why? Because the clubs spend money, right? And Liverpool do spend money. However, they are a little bit more stingy than other football clubs. And they do spend money. I'm not going to sit here and say they don't spend money. Even Liverpool fans know you spend money, yeah? Klopp spent about £1 billion. So let's cut the crap. They spend money. However, they don't spend as much as maybe some other clubs. And you get the opinions that a lot of that as well, that spend was, they had income from players. So FSG don't really like putting the money in the pocket, which is a problem for Liverpool fans. I addressed this yesterday on a stream, and this is something that I think Liverpool fans really need to stop moaning at Manchester City for spending money. Have a look at your own club and your own owners. Why are your owners? They're billionaires. They should be putting money into the football club, and they're not. So the only real way that Liverpool can properly reinvest is with getting players in. However, is selling Mohamed Salah a player that gets goals, gets assists, the talisman? Is that really the best way to go about it? Now, let's have a look at the stats, because a lot of people are saying sell Salah, is fallen off. Okay, well, let's have a look at that. 41 games this season, 24 goals, 13 assists. Yeah? So what's that? That's 37 G&A this year in 41 games. Tremendous output. Tremendous. Still, at 31, getting on for 32, tremendous output. However, if you scroll down and have a look since he come back from the AFCON, which is sort of this area here, he's only scored 3 times. And he's played in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 games. 3 goals in 9 games with only 1 assist. Now, the assist thing, I know Liverpool fans will want to say, if we had actual good strikers, then maybe he'll have some more assists. But that is a problem. That is a problem, that in the moment that Liverpool needed Mohamed Salah, he wasn't there. He wasn't there against Manchester United. Got the goal, but he wasn't there. Poor. Crystal Palace wasn't there. Everton absolutely ghosted that game. And of course, he was then dropped for the game at West Ham. And then obviously had the row. There's a couple of things that I would say. First of all, I think Mohamed Salah, in my personal opinion, has been unfairly treated by some Liverpool fans this year. Just my opinion, unfairly treated. To say that he's to blame, which some Liverpool fans are saying, to say that he makes the team worse is what we were hearing with Erling Haaland at Manchester City last season when we won the treble, and what we've heard this year. Oh, Erling Haaland makes Manchester City worse. City played better without Erling Haaland. Blah, 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 blah. It's nonsense. Stop the cap. Stop the cap, guys. Yeah? Mohamed Salah does not make Liverpool worse. That is stupid. Now, people will say, yeah, but well, LB, when Salah's not in the team, we play more fluid football than that. It's the same thing as what people said with Harry Kane at Spurs. Just because when the player's not in the team might look more fluid because There's not the superstar. So the ball doesn't go to Salah all the time. The ball doesn't go to Harry Kane all the time. The ball doesn't go to Erling Haaland all the time. Why? Because the player's not there. So it's spread more evenly. But when you've got an iconic player like Erling Haaland, like Harry Kane, like Salah, give him the ball. Give Messi the ball. Give Ronaldo the ball. You take them out of the team, obviously they're not there. You don't have that superstar player. So, of course, the play is more fresh. It's more sort of like just fluid all over the pitch because the superstar's not there. But guess what? The superstar's not playing. The guy who got you 37 GNA's not playing. Erling Haaland that got 50 goals last year isn't playing. Harry Kane, the top scorer, one of the best British strikers we've ever seen of all time, isn't in the team. It's ridiculous. It's honestly, to view football like that, I just think is silly. Now, you can have a conversation about has Salah been good enough? And the answer is no. The answer is no. But if you're telling me that Gakpo's a better player than Salah, you're telling me that Luis Diaz is a better player than Salah, you're telling me that Darwin Núñez is a better player than Mohamed Salah. All these players, yeah, deserve to leave Liverpool before Mohamed Salah. Yeah? So I don't get why I don't get this thing that's going on about you can listen. I'm not saying shut down a conversation on Salah. I'm not saying Salah's been mint, so stop it. No, clearly he's not. Clearly, I watched a game the other day against Everton. The guy ghosted the whole game in a game that he was needed. He ghosted. He was crap, and he's been crap for large part since he come back from the AFCON. But people are why not people going at Diaz? Why are people not saying fucking Diaz is shit, mate? Why are people not going at Núñez and say this guy cannot finish for toffee, mate? He's absolutely whack in front of goal. Why are people not cussing him? Why are people not just accepting that Cody Gakpo will never be good enough for Liverpool? He's not a good enough football player. I wouldn't have him anywhere near my team. Not good enough. Not good enough. But why do people not want to have that conversation? Why? Because maybe deep down in their hearts, they know these players are not good enough. So they've just accepted it. And because Salah has had a bit of a dip, they'll just cuss Salah. Because if Salah maybe was mint in this running, maybe Liverpool would still be in the title race. Maybe Liverpool would still be in the Europa League. Maybe Liverpool would be in the FA Cup final. Because they basically just put all the heat on him. They know Núñez is shit. They know Diaz is shit. They know Gakpo is shit. So they can't get onto these players because they know everybody knows. There's no conversation to be had. But with Salah, because there's been a dip in performance, people are going, he's dipped. He's the problem. Well, I'd say he's part of the problem. But in my opinion, you've got a very big problem at Liverpool Football Club. And it's not Mohamed Salah. It's Darwin Núñez, who you spent 80 million quid on, who's crap. He's not a striker. Big decisions to be made. It's not just me saying it. Jamie Carragher, yeah, one of your record appearance players, yeah, is saying it on Sky Sports, saying, what do they do with Núñez? He's not good enough. He's been there 2 years now. Not good enough. What do you do with Luis Diaz? Loves his tricks, loves his turns. Get him in front of goal. Fucking hell. He's shit, mate. Cody Gakpo, not good enough. Not good enough. You know what we do as fans, yeah? And I know Liverpool fans might potentially look at defending some of these players. As fans, we love to defend our players. We love to defend our players. Why? Because they're our players. This is our football team. So we try and defend them. I do it with City players. You know what I mean? If someone comes at a City player, I'll defend them. And Liverpool players will try and defend Núñez. Liverpool fans will try and defend Núñez, yeah? And say, well, what he does other than scoring goals, but it's the standard shit, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's what Arsenal fans did last year with Gabriel Jesus. And when Arsenal signed Jesus, I said to Arsenal fans, you'll go through a honeymoon phase where he might score a few goals, and then when he stops scoring goals, you'll con yourself into believing that actually it's fine that he doesn't score goals because he makes the team better. He makes Martinelli better. He makes Saka better. He makes Odegaard better. I know why, because he did it with myself. I did it with myself. There was a period in my life where I thought having Jesus in the Manchester City team was better than having Aguero in that team. Yeah. Oh my God, what a fucking idiot I am. And I eventually realised quite quickly, thankfully, yeah, that was not true. And Arsenal fans have gone through that same process, as I knew they would, and I told them they would go through that. I said, you're going to go through this phase of thinking that you play better with Jesus in the team, and eventually you will realise that when he misses the big chances that cost you the game, you'll go, oh, damn, actually, no, a forward striker is to score goals, and Núñez isn't good enough. Now, could you play him left wing? Maybe. But if you bought him as a striker, now you put him on left wing. You just got, if you do that, you're accepting that the transfer has failed. But maybe you've got to do that because you can't get rid of everyone and you don't want to get rid of him. You think getting rid of Diaz and Gakpo or whoever is a better option. Yeah. But you've got a big problem there, Liverpool, because you need a new striker. Núñez isn't good enough. Diaz isn't good enough. He's just not good enough. His output is crap, mate. How many times have I seen over the last 2 months? How many times have I seen Luis Diaz go through on goal and miss? He's just shocking in front of goal. But Salah's the problem. Listen, it is what it is. Obviously, it's up to Liverpool to do what they want to do. They could get 100 million this summer and reinvest that. But could you sell Diaz? How much are you going to get for Diaz? 40 mil? How much are you going to get for Núñez if you sell him? 50 mil? 60 mil? You're not going to get much more than that. You know, Gakpo. I don't know, you know what I mean? So I just think Liverpool are in this weird situation where, other than Jota, who comes with a separate problem because he's always injured, other than Jota, all three, Diaz, Núñez, Salah, and Gakpo, all four of them potentially are up for sale. Now, I wouldn't sell Salah. That's just I put it out there just clearly. I probably wouldn't sell him. I focus on getting rid of Diaz and Núñez as my priorities. But Liverpool have got a problem, man, because now they're in this situation where I think a lot of Liverpool fans don't realise just how detrimental Núñez is to the team. I really think he's detrimental because ultimately a forward's job is to score. Oh, but LB, Firmino didn't always score that many goals and he wasn't as clinical as a striker. Firmino was in a better team, yeah, with goals more evenly distributed because Mane was an absolute killer and Salah was in his pure prime, yeah. And respect Firmino, he was better at doing what he did than Núñez. His hold-up play, dropping into the spaces, false nine, arriving late into the box. He was better than Núñez at that. So, yeah, I don't want to hear this Firmino talk. For me, that's just waffle. Yeah, midfield was better than it is now. You got another problem with Szoboszlai. Well, he needs to pick up his game. Obviously, you're not going to sell him. You're going to keep him. But he really, you know, he needs to pick up his game. He needs to stop these fucking 30-yard shots every time I watch Liverpool. He's just shooting from 30 yards. So, listen, I think there's a lot to go on at Liverpool. I've said before, I don't think Liverpool will be anywhere near a title race next year. And that's not salty. I was one of the few fans around football that said Liverpool would be in a title race this season. Don't believe me? Go back to the start of the season. Have a look at what I was saying. You know what I mean? I felt that Liverpool would be in a title race. But next year, I think you're going to be in the 7th to 4th bracket, you know, because I think that's very tight and compact. People, well, Liverpool fans, when I said that yesterday on yesterday's show, they felt like I was digging them. No, I'm not digging you. I just think the teams in 7th to 4th, I really don't think there's that much between them. I really don't. So I think that's where Liverpool are going to be next year. Obviously, we don't know about Arne Slot. How's that going to go down? It maybe going to surprise us and do really well. It could bomb. Who knows? But I feel like Liverpool are entering a very uncertain time as a football club. And it's now that your leaders at the top in the board, I think the guy's called Edwards, it's time that, you know, he needs to earn his money. He needs to make sure he's making the right decisions. But guys, listen, I've waffled on a lot there. Let me know your thoughts and comments in the comments section below. Should Liverpool cash in on Mohamed Salah? Who is the biggest problem? Who is the biggest problem in this Liverpool team? Is it Salah? Is it Núñez? Is it Diaz? Is it someone that we've not even mentioned? Is it Klopp? Who knows? Let me know in the comment section below. Guys, make sure you drop a like. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.